Alright, so this week in Anime Club we watched B-gata H-kei Yamada's First Time. And if you couldn't tell from the title, this is an entire series, or season, of this girl Yamada, the main character, trying to lose her V-card. And this girl's 15, she's going to be a freshman in high school, and her goal is not to graduate with honors, is not to get into a good school afterwards, not even to learn to become a good wife. Her goal is to sleep with 100 guys throughout her high school career. Keep in mind, however, Yamada is still a virgin, has never had a boyfriend, let alone be kissed, or even held a boy's hand before. So throughout the entire series, there's a lot of sexual tension between the characters, a lot of moments where you're like, really? That's a thing? Like, what are you doing? And a lot of moments where you just want to smack this girl with a book, or a brick, or whatever you have handy just to knock some sense into her, because she does things that make no sense, and clearly she got from reading magazines and watching pornography. So again, Yamada's 15, going to be a freshman in high school, and you start the series off with her and her best friend, who is not a virgin and has a boyfriend, going into a library where Yamada is going to get a new dictionary, because like every girl who has a dirty mind, she's highlighted all the dirty words in her actual dictionary and needs to get a new one that is actually presentable for school. So while they're at the library, she stumbles upon this boy who she sees as average looking, not particularly athletic, and she hones in on him as a virgin, still carrying his V-card, his chair is still intact, and all sorts of other innuendos about him being a virgin. And she, with no class whatsoever, she basically just asks him flat out, "Are you still a virgin? Do you have your V-card?" Spooks the poor kid, and he runs off. And then, lo and behold, this boy walks into her homeroom class when school finally does start, and she zones in on him as the boy who's going to be lucky enough for her to lose her virginity to. So that's basically just setting up the entire series for her trying to lose her virginity with this boy, Takashi. And Takashi is a very proper young boy who obviously has sexual desires, but is trying to check them to be respectful to Yamada. And Yamada has no desire to be respected. She wants to be ravaged. She wants to be able to say that she has finally lost her virginity, and she is well on her way to plow through 100 men, or 100 boys, throughout her high school career. So, again, Yamada has never been kissed, has never held a boy's hand, and has never had a boyfriend. So anytime you get to any of these base moments, you have a lot of conflict between her, because her inside, she's like, yes, finally, this is happening. And then her brain's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? What the fuck? And she runs off scared every single time, confusing this boy Takashi, because he doesn't know what he did to do such a thing to her. You know, one minute she seems to be into him, and the next minute she's acting like a douchebag and is totally indifferent, and basically just mops the floor with him over and over and over again. This poor boy just sticks with it because he's like, she's the most beautiful girl in school, and this is totally the girl I want to be with, because she has nothing in common with me, but she looks hot. So let's let her treat me like shit some more, so I can have the potential chance of losing my virginity to her. And throughout the series, essentially, is this back and forth between him and her, and both of their desires eventually to lose their virginity. However, I'm a pervert, and I watched all 12 episodes instead of the only 2 that we actually have to watch for Anime Club, because I was hoping that there was going to be something of substance that was going to come to Yamada besides just her burning desire to have sex, and her untactfulness at all to actually make it come to be. Because apparently her idea of having sex and having a first time is going to a hotel district and having sex in a hotel like everybody does on their first time. I don't know. But anyways, in the second or third episode, there is a beauty contest. And in this beauty contest, it is eventually putting together all these girls into a panel and in the school and voting on who is the most beautiful or most popular girl. And Yamada is clearly winning until all of a sudden this girl out of nowhere pops up and she is neck to neck with Yamada. And Yamada barely squeaks by with the win, but then you find out that this girl Kyoka is a transfer student from America. She's apparently born in Japan, went to America, and now she's back. And she's very rich, very stunning. She has glitter or sparkles around her. She just is stunning. And her and Yamada become rivals. Yamada is afraid of her losing her popularity, and Kyoka is very ashamed and embarrassed to losing to Yamada. But fun fact, Kyoka has a disgusting and incest obsession with her brother Kiichi, who you meet later on down the road, and has a vault essentially dedicated to pictures and cardboard cutouts and pillows and t-shirts and all sorts of craziness for her brother, because she's a crazy stalker who thinks that her brother will be hers one day and she wants to make it happen, so she thinks that having a room dedicated to him is going to make that happen. No. Anyways, because of that, Kyoka is still a virgin too, because she's saving herself for her brother. And she also doesn't know how to entice men or make them desire her. So her idea throughout the series is to steal Yamada's boyfriend, and Yamada doesn't have a boyfriend. She has a sexual interest in Takashi, but it's never actually come to be. They never established a relationship, and eventually Kyoka finds this out, and she tries to go after Takashi, which makes Yamada and all of their little triangle of love or sexual tension come to be, and it's all sorts of crazy. And I watched it all thinking there was going to be something somewhere, but there really isn't. I don't necessarily think I'd recommend this to anybody unless you're into just really bad sexual tension and cliche attempts at lustfulness. I wasted way too much time watching this series, and I don't recommend anyone else watching it. If you are into that, go for it, but I don't think that there's anything you can really take away from this, except for the people who wrote this were really, really interested in girls wanting to have sex this bad. I mean, yeah, there's a desire to have sex, but I don't think any girl I've ever met has ever been like, yes, I'm gonna sleep with 100 guys in 4 years. Like, no, that's not ever, that I'm aware of, something that girls actually want. But hey, if that's what the writers thought was gonna be cool and popular, then go for it. But questionable things, this series. So, again, don't watch it unless you want to watch it. But yeah, just there's incest and sexual tension and a lot of my desire to bash this girl's head in a wall and just to try and wake her up. Maybe she'd go into a coma and wake up and be like, hey, what am I doing in life? And then you can help this girl find her path again. And not the sexual path, but like a normal, decent path that is going to get her in a direction that she'll need to be a productive part of society, besides the airhead, frivolous girl she is at the moment. So that is my wrap up of the movie of that series, and I hope you liked it. But yeah, I hope that there's a better choice next week. That's all. Bye.